Hi, my name is Dave Elkins, and I'm one of the pastors here at Central Mennonite Church. And it's great to be able to share with you a little bit of our congregation's journey over the last 12 months. Who knew so much would change about how we all do church in such a comparatively short period of time? I think we're all experiencing the largest shift in church communication since the invention of the printing press. And so it's no wonder that this time has been challenging as well as rewarding. Well, back in March, when we chose to pause in person worship services at Central, the crisis thankfully brought about some intense creativity and out of the box thinking from some of our more technologically minded individuals at our church. And they were able to use specialized software so that singing and worship leading and scripture reading and preaching could all be done using the video cameras on our cell phones from home. So we chose to stream our services at that time through Facebook, though we could have used YouTube. For 3 weeks in June, we streamed our worship services from our church sanctuary, but without in-person attendance at the time. And after much preparation and discussion about masks and distancing and hand sanitizers, we resumed in-person worship at the church and have continued our streaming services on Facebook ever since. We've had our at-home members record things like readings and welcomes and projected those in our worship services, which has really helped create a sense of togetherness with our friends who haven't been able to attend in person. Since the beginning of this year, our Sunday morning in-person worship attendance has steadily increased, while the number of live online attendees has remained about the same. And so it's been neat to see old friends of the church as well as new friends connect with us on Sundays through our Facebook streaming. And not only that, people in other countries have stopped by and watched too, which is really just amazing. So if you think about it, because of COVID, online streaming has now become an integral part of our worship service, and it's actually helped us to reach more people with our message, which has been really, really great. But COVID has done more than just move our worship services out onto the internet. We've also, our congregation members have also produced children's Sunday school lessons, adult devotionals, and Bible studies, and some JYF programming too. The children's programming is recorded and then uploaded to YouTube, and a link is provided to parents. Now, we certainly don't have it all together. There have been a lot of hiccups and mistakes along the way. And as wonderful as technology is, it's still prone to failures and interruptions. Increasing the use of technology in our worship services has also created a need for training people in its use, so that the responsibilities don't all fall on one or two people. So we've had to do some recruiting efforts to try to find people who are interested in engaging with technology. But we have learned a lot over the last 12 months, and I think each week we're getting a little better than the week before. One thing we learned that I'd like to encourage your church to try, if you have, if you're streaming your worship services online. And the first thing is to designate a streaming host, a person who during your online live broadcast acts as kind of a greeter to your online guests, welcoming them and interacting with the people in the chat room there during the stream. It's I think a really good thing to encourage conversation relevant to the worship service, even during the sermon. talking to others during the sermon may not be appropriate during the in-person worship service, but chatting via comments, the comments section in Facebook or YouTube or whatever you're using is totally appropriate and can be a great way for folks at home to feel connected. Another thing that you can try is asking your at-home people to record videos of themselves reading scripture or welcoming the congregation or doing some other reading, and have that recording played during the service. It's another way of bringing together our congregations that have been separated due to COVID. And finally, remind your pastors and singers and speakers to look at the camera when they're doing their part from time to time. It really does help make the folks who aren't in your sanctuary feel more included. Well, thanks for letting me share a little bit with you about our tech journey here at Central. If you have any questions, feel free to give me a call or an email. I may not have all the right answers, but I'd be glad to chat with you about worship tech and at least commiserate with you. All right, take care. God bless. Bye.